everyone, it's me, Noah Meehan on the Arc of Truth, and today, it is July 7th. I just wanted to say Happy Independence Day. It has officially turned our nation to 244 years old, and that, to me, is a major accomplishment. But, of course, ever since the election, let's be honest, it's been happening for a while now. A lot of people have been bashing Independence Day for many stupid reasons. In fact, I just saw one of No Bullshit's one of his videos on the 4th of July talking about how Salon said that the Declaration of Independence is sexist, racist, and prejudicial, which is really weird. And of course, in their own stupid selves, they just debunk many of their own arguments. Man, they are not really that smart. But that's not what I'm here to talk about. What I'm here to talk about is the result of what happened on the 4th of July. Now, as we already know, Donald Trump has been into the idea of a sort of military parade. Something that, it was an idea that he got about 2 years ago when, excuse me, sorry. When he actually visited Emmanuel Macron on the Bastille Day, which is basically France's answer to to Independence Day here in the United States. And they made a similar military parade, and Donald Trump was like, "Oh, I want that," but the problem was, of course, was the cost of the money. But apparently that wasn't the only thing on the media's mind, or at the very least on the left's mind, because, well, the whole idea of bringing the military equipment, even if it is just a few tanks and even a few Bradleys, just triggers them thinking that this is the end of democracy as they know it and stuff. I swear to God, they have this weird obsession about that. I'm even thinking that is kind of a fetish, to be honest with you. But continuing on, Donald Trump decided that considering that a full-on military parade was definitely going to be very expensive, he chose another route. He was going to do a speech, but he will also have a few tanks and Bradleys out for display, and even a few flybys, which represent the different branches of the United States military. No, honestly, I thought that was pretty awesome. Plus, I love how the fireworks were set off, which was very impressive, by the way. Millions, at least $2 million worth, I think it was. I cannot really confirm that, but it was definitely a big number of fireworks, and you have to. And considering how patriotic I am, I love that. But again, it's the whole. Ever since this whole idea of Donald Trump wanting to do something similar to what we did in the past, which, by the way, military parades are something that we as an American people are not really strangers about. We've been having something like this ever since the American Revolution, and it only became more, honestly, more, what is the best word for it? It's more taboo since the Vietnam War, and of course we already know the significance of how the Vietnam War was. So yeah, that's been a major issue, and even then there were a few military parades since. Like one time there was actually a military parade when the Persian Gulf War finally came to an end, and a few Abrams tanks actually paraded on Constitution Avenue. So all this just makes it look. It just only shows that the media itself is being very paranoid. My bad. I don't know why I'm talking so badly. But nonetheless, the media has been using this point as a means of trying to paint Trump as Hitler, as a dictator, or something. despite the fact that it was nothing like that was happening. In fact, prior to the 4th of July celebration, many of the media consider it, aside from their comments of saying that this is Trump making himself look good in terms of a dictator, it was a means of trying to stroke his own ego. Which it wasn't. Because at the very end of the day, when they came to the speech itself, he left himself out. He completely left himself out and focused on American history, our accomplishments, such as the fact that we managed to defeat the most powerful nation in the world at the time, and how we even managed to land on the moon, and he even made the promise of possibly putting the flag on Mars. That I hope to see in my lifetime. But of course, the media and even the Democrats have been consistently bashing Trump on this sort of issue, just thinking that it's more just a way to make himself look good, to make this into a whole political statement. Which again, it really confuses me when they use this kind of logic, because even on the 4th of July, there's always going to be some kind of political rally, whether it be a Republican or a Democrat. It's just the way it is. It's kind of good PR, well, just good PR in general, and it gets your name more out there, and it shows how patriotic, how much you are into the interests of the American people. Just that's just how it is. I wouldn't be surprised if that is the avenue a lot of Democrats and Republicans, even in the past or even in the future, are going to take. But the fact that they're using this to paint Trump as a dictator is just mind-blowing. And it's basically brought about the denouncements from every single Democrat currently running as president of the United States. And honestly, if they think that this is going to help them in their presidential aspirations, they got another thing coming. Because I actually seen on John Ward's channel, I am I'm a subscriber to him. He actually mentioned one of Breitbart's, or I think it was Breitbart, articles talking about how the Democrats had their worst week in over 47 years. The economy's doing good, jobs are increasing. They also talked about the 4th of July, the poor performance when it came to the Democratic Party, especially with their sane option in the form of Joe Biden, and much more. I will link both the new article and the his video in the description below. But again, it just only shows that Democrats are at a major disadvantage at this time around, because this is just only improving Trump's popularity as time goes on, because he's helping the growing of the economy. The stock market is booming, and of course, like I said before, jobs are increasing. And this is definitely going to be a major uphill battle. I'm not saying that it isn't possible for a Democrat to suddenly win. I mean, after all, George H.W. Bush was a one-time president, a one-term president, and was defeated by Bill Clinton. So there is still a chance out there, but I don't think at this point that the Democrats are having a very big chance at it. And it's not really helping either the fact that they are consistently turning further and further to the left. I mean, I mentioned before in how I talked about the Democratic debate, how they actually, every single Democrat on stage raised their hand to support giving health care to illegal aliens. If that doesn't forget the cringe-worthiness behind that display. The fact that they were willing to put priority over illegal aliens over Americans is not a good. It's not a good move at all when you're trying to run for president. If there's one thing you have to do as president of the United States, is you have to look up for the interests of American citizens. That's if you don't, then you're most certainly going to lose. Now, I know that the election is at this still currently it's still in a process. We haven't It's about over a year now, like maybe a year and a half until the election is going to be counted. And I think it's about we're a few months away from the Democrats officially choosing their nominee. But still, I do not see any opportunity for the Democrats to win. And their display, not just from the media, the Democrats' display on how they saw how they explained the situation on the 4th of July is not helping matters whatsoever. In fact, it's making them look more more elitist. Well, they've been portrayed many times as elitist, but they are portraying more like they're high and mighty and stuff. And of course, being very vocal about their criticism about how Trump does the July 4th and so much more. Either way, this is not helping the Democrats whatsoever. And I do not see at any point so far the Democrats being Donald Trump. I absolutely have no faith in Democrats whatsoever. It's going to be needing a lot of soul searching after this, because the fact that they're turning far left is just it's weird, because they tried something similar to that when it came to the 2016 election, and now they're going further left. It's not going to work a second time. So if they're going to need to win in the 2024 presidential election, they're going to need to do some more soul searching, which would be more inclusive than the needs of everyday Americans. That's what I think is going to help the Democratic Party. But at this current moment, I don't see anything like that happening whatsoever. My name is Omian on the Arc Truth. Please post your comments down below, subscribe, share this video to your friends, and like it. Also, if you guys have any criticisms or complaints about any of my videos, be sure to either message me or put them in the comments down below. Thank you.
Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains.